workers in the fields don't know the chemicals that are all over them. And this is the experience that I had talking to them, saying, you know, do you know what's in the drilling muds? And they're like, no, it's okay. You know, but that guy's covered in it. Yeah, he took a bath in it. You know, this is not uncommon. Geez. Which company is it? All right. Well, you know, some are better than others, have better track records than others. But I think you could raise these concerns. I mean, you could say, all this film is doing is asking questions. We don't have a recommendation. Well, we have a series of recommendations about what to do now, which is to say we can't do this right now, because if you lose an aquifer, basically what we're doing is a trade-off between our permanent water supply and a short-term energy solution. Once you lose that aquifer and you contaminate it, you can't get to the source of contamination. You can't clean it. The only thing to do is to treat the water at the surface, which is enormously costly in terms of energy. You know, so find out if they're doing hydraulic fracturing, you know, because and where and how and why, and keep asking those questions, because I think the bottom line is that the thing the industry always says is that it's about costs. You know, that to do this with the safe drinking water in place costs a lot more. But it's actually costing the citizens a lot more after the fact. So it's one of those personal dilemmas that I don't know, you have to face. I mean, for me, $100,000 is a lot of money. Right there.
The irony in all this is that natural gas prices
the supply is exploding. Yeah, the price has gone down really significantly. We're at a surplus of natural gas in the world right now. And it has gone down quite a bit. So you've seen a little bit less of this practice in 2009, for example, than you saw in 2008. But the truth is, without a level playing field, without regulations and laws, it's all, you know, it continues. And
so there won't be a better time to have more restrictions on the drilling.
There won't be a better time because the price could go back up. Is that what you're saying? That's possible. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I'll leave that up to you. I mean, it is. Right. Well, I mean, I understand the frustration. Certainly, it's very, very frustrating. I think the most important thing, though, I don't know, for me to do is to try to stay as positive as possible and think about all the benefits that we have with a non-toxic atmosphere. You know, and the first line of the film is I'm not a pessimist, and I'm still not. You know, I do think that this is a practice that's largely unknown, and that once it is known, things will change. Let's just take one or two more, if that's okay. Right here.
Did you find any division in some of the communities you went to? Like, did you find people on the other side who were like, yeah, I got the money, it's so great, man? Was there anyone like that? We only saw kind of the people who were damaged by it. Was there anyone on the other side?
Well, you know, I tried to find some of those people, you know, also in the areas. Most of them didn't want to talk to me. Some also had left. A lot of people who'd made a lot of money had moved somewhere else. So, where? Well, I heard someone from my area saying, I'm going to take my $1 million and move to Brazil. I don't know if they did, I mean, or if they got their $1 million. But I would also say one other thing is that the money that's promised is never as much as it actually comes in at. You know, Pat Fornelli, you know, and those guys we thought they were going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. They made $10,000 or something like that over the initial period, and then it starts to go down. So they didn't get what they really were expecting, or you always see the high end, or some people do. So, all right, one more here.
What about colleges or the school board like TCU and they're supported by a lot of money? Don't they have any kind of conditions for the
How do you mean?
Well, I don't know, like the airport is going to have a whole
Right. Well, it's amazing what's happening in Fort Worth. It's totally inundated. There's 10,000 gas wells. And there was a guy at the screening yesterday who's digging the tunnel. He's an environmental review person for the tunnel for the subway that goes to the Fort Worth airport. And he said all that is so contaminated that mapping the process is going to, mapping the contamination in the soil, it takes $50,000 just to map 100 square feet or something like this. It's kind of amazing. It's been largely look the other way and deal with it later. That's what or not even deal with it at all. And beyond that, also hide what's happening. I mean, the proprietary chemicals, we still don't know about 50% of these chemicals and what they do, or in what concentrations that they're used, and a lot of them contaminate in very, very small amounts. It's a little bit mind-boggling. All right, well, thanks so much. And listen, please sign up. Please vote for us. And I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you so much.